This is rolling. Alright. Hello, everyone. Today was kind of disappointing. But, yes, I did do that thing today. So, today started out with me waking up at about 1 p.m. I was up till like 3 or 4 last night, so that checks out. I got like 8 or 9 hours of sleep, something like that. It was good. Or 8 or 9. If it was 3 or 4, it's like 9 or 10, actually. So, good amount of sleep compared to yesterday. Really fair, like, weekend day amount of sleep, which was really nice. So I got up and, attended to eating and such. And I took my chill weekend morning, or, afternoon morning, I guess. And it was like 5 o'clock ish when I went to try to get my oil changed, or no, I left somewhere in the late 5 o'clock range. I showered at 5 o'clock, which put me leaving between 5:30 and 6 o'clock, which means that, well, and the place I went to closed at 7, so I ran the risk of not getting there in time. But I went anyway, and I felt good about that. And that risk actually turned out to be uh, forfeit. I risked it, and I lost the thing I risked, which was, in this case, time. Just a little bit of time. Went to get my oil changed. It was too late. They were kind of booked with people, and they were just going to finish those and then close. So I'll have to go some other time. I won't have time tomorrow. I might go on Saturday and stuff. We'll see. Uh, but yeah, that's I went and failed to do that. Just came back home and chilled out for a minute. No, right when I got back home, I got straight to work. I cashed a check. I started working on the Stolas mask a little bit because, like, Comic-Con's in 9 days. It has gone from being months and months in advance to just over a week. It's technically like 8 days now since this day's over, pretty much. So, if I'm going to get a sweater, which I doubt at this stage, I got to do that sometime within that time. Otherwise, I still have to make all the harnesses for all the crystals. I still have to design like one or two of the crystals, and I have to make just like all the straps and everything in about a week's time. So that'll be something. At the very least, I want to finish the mask. All right, at least one of the masks. So initially, I was gonna make two masks, one for me, one to gift to the voice actor, and I have like a week left, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that because on one hand, I want to do all these other things. I want to continue to read Game of Thrones. I want to continue to write more things, and I want to continue to try to learn to draw. And I have a week to do to do the mask thing, and so I've got to just take all the off time I have to try to do those things, which honestly would probably take a few days, if I'm being honest with myself. If I could reliably focus on that thing, because like after I went to try to get my oil changed and failed to get my oil changed, I um I did a few things, started working on the mask, and then I ate dinner, and then I spent 2 hours on Instagram. 2-ish hours. It may have been more than that, but I don't know what to say about that. It's just like the whole time I was like, I had like my brain was split between like wanting to see more content from Instagram Reels and wanting to go back to working on my mask, or maybe go up and write. And I was also thinking about coming up and recording this. Uh, my sleep cycle's a bit off because of the way I've been doing things this weekend. And yesterday, the night of yesterday morning, night space, as I said, if you've been keeping up with the journals, I had a rather shitty amount of sleep. And to balance that out, last night I got like 9 or 10 hours of sleep. And because of that bonus rest I got, I won't feel too many, I won't feel a consequence of getting a little bit less, of going to bed later tonight than what would give me my 8 hours. And even if I went to bed right on time for what would give me my 8 hours, because I have an early shift tomorrow in the morning, I have to get up early, it would mean I have to go to bed extra early, which means that all that extra sleep I got earlier, waking up at 1 p.m. today, would make tonight's sleep rather difficult. So if I don't go to bed a little later than my bedtime would be, then I would have a struggle of a night's sleep. There would be lots of waking up and trying to get back to sleep again, or not being able to go back to sleep. And I don't know, maybe I've just been watching too many Instagram reels that have been talking about ADHD and autism, and it's just, I feel like I need a vent about my own problems. But I can at the very least say that I did something today, or some things, in fact, and that I actually ended up trying and failing in something. But at the very least, I tried. Usually, because this happens rather frequently, I have something that I need to go out of my house and do. I need to drive someplace and, have a self-set appointment for something because places close at certain times and stuff like that. I need to get places, but places close. And I usually don't get out until later. So usually if I am pushing the closing line, the due date for my self-set appointment, I will give up on that. I'll just be like, no, it's too late. I'll have to push it onto another day, which in this case, in today's case, would have been more productive. But I actually usually feel that it would be a bit different. Usually I feel that I could have gone, and it would have been a little late, but I would have been okay. This case was a more special case because it failed, and I'm not going to use today's failed case to justify giving up early in future cases. I'm going to try to make a point of that for myself. But I've gone off on in several different directions, and I don't know which direction I was going in originally now. So that was today. Last couple of hours on Instagram, and now I'm up here a little later than what would be my 8-hour target sleep time, bedtime, and saying goodnight. Tomorrow is Friday, is a D&D day. I have an early shift, a long shift, and then after that, provided nothing goes wrong, knock on wood, I have D&D, which I'm looking forward to, of course, because we've had to cancel the past 2 sessions, technically, because of circumstances and shit. So I'm over eager, too excited to get on with the story, and it's been taking a while. I want to see what happens next. I want to know what happens next. I want to be there for what happens next. So I'm going to be excited to do that. But that's pretty much what I have done for tomorrow. Any spare time I will likely use for making Stolas Mask or the gift crystals, or I will just write or something, write or read or draw, reading, writing, drawing, making Comic-Con shit. That's my main focus for right now, and if I can prevent myself from losing too much focus by scrolling through Instagram too much, then all the better. But yeah, no, I'm just gonna get ready. I'm probably gonna shave tonight because I got nasty sideburns and patchy fuzz. So yeah, there's a few other things I'm gonna get done before I go to bed, but that was today and tomorrow. Summed up. Here's the dog. I had to put him away for a little bit because I discovered that sometime in the past few days, while he had a busy stomach, he actually crapped in a place that people don't really go, or I don't really go very much. And so I took a long time to discover it. But since I discovered it, and how I discovered it is I stepped in it because it's kind of a dark room. And I was just trying, like, it was the only place to walk because there's other stuff all over the floor. And apparently he found it when he had a sore stomach and just unloaded there. So not only did I kind of have a poorly fit day scheduled today, but I also had to clean up another pile of dog shit. I also had to spray it off my shoe, and it's drying right now. I don't know if it's fully dry yet. It's been drying for a few hours. But as you can see, he wants out. I'm going to take him out one more time before I go to bed. Another thing I'm going to do tonight. But yeah, he's been locked up for a few hours. He's already technically had his nightly walk, but, you know, he's a little restless. I have been showering him with tons of hugs and pets today, though, because his soft fluff is amazing. Yeah, I love it. And he must have been really confused when I stopped showering him in pets and fluffy hugs and shouted at him to get in his cage because I discovered the pile of shit that he left sometime recently. Because dogs don't really understand that they did a bad thing. Well, okay, well, I take that back. Dogs understand that they're doing a bad thing when they hide, find a place that people aren't very much, and it's hard to find, and they hide, and then they do that bad thing. They know it's a bad thing, but they like getting away with that. And I would have to say people are probably that way too. People are definitely that way too. So not only did he hide and do a bad thing, but no. Okay, wait, no. Tangent. Wrong. Tangent was going the wrong way there. Let me rephrase. He went and hid and did something he knew I was not going to like. And now that that's in the past, I can't really shove his face in it and tell him he did a bad thing because it's probably already beyond his memory at this point. Probably just went, put his problem someplace else and then forgot about it. And so now if I punished him for it, or since I punished him for it, he probably thinks, like, what the hell did I do wrong? Because they don't really have that kind of memory or association with that sort of thing. They can tell when you're angry. They can tell when you're angry. They can tell when you're serious. They can be all scared and shy. But if you do not catch them in the act and reprimand them when they do something, then they're likely to be confused about why they're being punished if you find out later. So that's an unlucky for me and a fortunate for him. And rather unfortunate for him because I had him caged while I cleaned up his mess. So with that out of the way, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Share with me your thoughts in the comments section below, and share me with your friends, family, etc. Anyone you know who you think might be interested in my channel. In my content. Please help me expand my channel. I didn't write this outro dialogue, and I've just been trying to keep to it for the most part. But anyways, good night.